In your safety plan, you describe what you will do in case of an emergency. Now, this might sound a little bit over the top, but you need to make sure that you are prepared for the worst case scenario. Now, quite a lot of the local authorities nowadays organize tabletop meetings, and in these tabletop meetings they discuss with the organization and the emergency services and your security company and your medical company the worst case scenarios. So one of the tabletop meetings that I have been at, the scenario was that next to the event site there was a factory which produced plastics and chemicals, and this was actually the case. But what happens if there was a fire on the day of the event in that factory? Now, obviously, if there's a fire, the smoke can be quite toxic. So what do you do? Now, you can think of several scenarios, and one of the scenarios is, well, you need to evacuate your event site. But what if you have 50,000 people? How easy is it to evacuate 50,000 people? And where do you evacuate them to? It depends probably on the weather. It depends on the wind or the direction the wind is from. So there are different scenarios that you can think of, and the reason for these tabletop meetings is to make sure that if something like this is actually happening, everyone knows exactly what they have to do. So the police can lead this particular meeting because they can say, well, this is a public safety issue, so that's why we are leading the meeting. But it can also be that the medical company says, well, hang on a minute, we know exactly what the consequences can be, so we are leading this. So it's better to discuss these kind of scenarios in advance and figure out exactly who will be leading a meeting at what point of an emergency procedure. It's better to be prepared and think about these kind of things. Hopefully they will never happen, but again, preparation is everything in this, and you need to make sure that you coordinate with your local authorities, with your emergency services, with your security company, with your medical company, and discuss what actually needs to be done in order for this to make sure that, in order to make sure that your audience is safe.